Alright, so I'm in the middle of putting the alligator clips on the parts. I did it on the Beguir-Beu, and now I'm going to be doing it on this guy. I just got to find the areas where I do need to sand them down. First, I'm going to use a 400 grit sanding stick, followed by a 1200. I had 1000, but it's already worn out. 1200 should be fine. Plus, I got to get this area here. There. That's fine, but I see a little bit there. Let me see this one. By the way, these are sanding sticks by Wave. I've got them from Hobbyland in Japan a while back. I think they may still have it in stock. But yeah, these are great for like vertical, flat surfaces. The curvatures. And I've been using this 400 sanding sponge Infinity models. I don't know where I got that. It could have been from Hobbyland in Japan. Some parts are probably going to show during the paint, so I'm going to take this off. When I was sanding down the Lfrith, there was a some of the areas where they put the what do you call it? The connection of the gate and the tree, the mold tree, or the sprue, you could say. It was like right in the middle on certain parts that had curvatures. That had either a curvature or had a 45 to maybe 90 degree angle. Actually, it was more 45 angle. The others. Actually, the other side I won't be able to do it, but I'll do it this way. Okay. So I had to, yeah, right there. I had to use a sanding stick to go from one end to another, but in the angle, and then the other end. Because if I would have sanded like right on top of where the nub was, it would flatten the angle of the part. As a matter of fact, I have it here to the side. Here we go. It was actually the part of the arm. If I zoom in, you can barely see it, but as you could see how it's designed right there, how it's in that 45 degree angle type thing. The nub was, I believe, either there, I think it was right here. So I had to sand both sides in one direction, so very lightly, because I didn't want to damage the whole thing. Here is the same thing. You can barely, I could see where the cut is, but you could, it's weird that like when you cut apart one of the sprues from the part, it leaves that weird faded impression, like a wound, and obviously you think, oh god, I guess I didn't clean it up right. But if it's flat to your touch of your finger, or if you use a sticky tack and put it on and you don't see nothing bending in or out, that it's a completely flat part, then you did your job, even if the marking is there. Clearly, when you finish sanding it down and then you prime it, then you'll see the final result and see if it went through or not. Okay, this is done. Get this done out of the way. There we go. This is a pain in the ass to put in it. I don't know why. And am I doing it on the right side? Yeah, it is the right one. It's not this way. No. Oh, it is this way. Right. There we go. And that one goes like that. Yeah, this is actually going to be a one painted part. Let me see if I can do something where it can actually be held in there. I don't want to use one of the clips, but I think I will. And for this, oh, I could do this. There we go. Perfect. Good, good. I have a few more parts to clean up a bit. It's nothing crazy here. I mean, I've already did the Beguir-Beu. It's one of the trays. This one's in one of the trays. I'm just trying to scrounge up all the leftover sanding sticks, because I'm sanding sticks. Sorry, sticks to hold up the parts. And I'm just reviewing which one I may need to paint, which one I don't need to paint. Clearly, everything you have to paint. And there's going to be, after reviewing some of the parts, okay, like this one I need to take care of right now. After reviewing some of the parts, there's definitely a lot of two-tone areas where there's part separations. So, even though I showed off what paint I'm going to be using, I'm definitely going to do a second layer color over it. Don't know what. Maybe darkening it up, maybe a different color. We'll play around as we go along. And I think I mentioned this in the last video. I know that where are you? Is that it? No. Oh, here it is. I know somebody told me that maybe it's not a good idea to use. And I wish it wasn't. Yep, there it is. Not to use. No, that's metal peach. Where's the pink? I had it here a minute ago. Yeah, use metal pink, but I will test it out on spoons to see how it looks. And if I like it, fine. If not, then the fluorescent pink may be my best bet. Let's smooth this out a bit. There we go. And that's fine as well. As you can see, there's a scar mark right there, but it will be covered up with the masking tape. I'm sorry, with the primer. Once I prime it and paint it. Everything else looks good. And okay. What have I been doing? So these little sticks here I got at a dollar store. I've been using these as for the alligator clips that I bought extra, but I had a lot of leftover, so I just use them for something like this. Nope, a little bit more. These are perfect to hold up parts. There we go. Oh, I didn't notice that. And you know what? I just noticed that. That means that the other one that I just did is probably the same thing. So let me take care of this. I'll go to the other one in a moment. Yeah. Let me take care of this. Alright. Let's prepare the table for painting. Alright, I'm going to do a little prep work and testing out some colors before we begin the final, before we painting the Lfrith and the Beguir-Beu. And I mentioned that I was thinking of using fluorescent pink, yet I was actually thinking of using the other pink, the metallic one, or the peach. Obviously, many people are in disagreement of whether we should use that or another, but I said let me test this out first, because I haven't tested out this color yet. when I use this color, it's always been on eyes or small detail parts, and this paint is stupidly thick. Very, very thick. So what I'm about to do is I'm going to prepare this and get this squared away. Now first I want to loosen it up a bit. Use my leveling thinner. That should be enough. Mix it up pretty well. It's at this point that I realize, you know what, I may have to get myself one of those little egg beater type devices to do a mixture, or that little shake base thing that I think I remember seeing somebody post on Instagram and Twitter, where you can mix up your paint very fast using these products. There's even, like, someone showed off cheap alternatives on how to use them. Another thing is that if you have a bottle that has dry paint and you don't want to wait a long time, there is one product that I need to buy, and that's one of those heater plates that you use to heat up your coffee. I'm going to have to invest my time in getting one of those. I'm going to put it in this bottle because I think maybe it'll be a lot easier for me to work with. What I'll do is I'll thin out more out of this and pour it in here so that we have enough. See how much I can get. I have a distinct feeling I'm going to be using this color soon for another project. So give me some time to work on this. Okay, we're going to do a test run here on this paint. First we're going to start with the metal peach. See how it looks. Alright, that's the metal peach. Okay. I'm going to switch airbrushes because I actually have both of them here ready to go. That was the metal peach. Now, I'm going to pour a little bit of the new paint, the fluorescent pink. On the airbrush. I'll think about that. That should be fine. There we go. And let's see how it looks. Let me cover that up. It has a very, very nice gloss to it. Wow. I'm entirely impressed. judging by how I'm looking at it in the light source, it's pretty nice. The peach is not bad. I'm not saying it's wrong, but yeah, the peach is really, really nice. I wonder, you know what? It's almost similar to the rose gold paint that I painted on my, in my my recently built Double O Quanta full saber. Oh wow, I'm impressed. Now, one would argue, okay, priming it with the gray is fine, but what if you put a white? Why not paint it white first, then the fluorescent pink? Well, I'm going to use the standard spoon because it is a white background. Let's see how it works. Okay, so I've oversaturated a bit on this, but in the areas that it does not show the oversaturation, here are the results. So the fluorescent pink looks great. Maybe this hasn't dried up yet because there is a bit of a reflectiveness, and since the spoon has a bit of a gloss coating to it, it's probably retaining that. I am starting to see a little bit of drying. Maybe when it dries it will look like this, but it's basically identical, so it's no big deal. It has a darker tone. Yeah, I guess maybe I do have to paint all the parts white and then give it this color, paint the fluorescent pink. You know what, I was gonna say no to Zach, who said don't use the peach, use the fluorescent pink, but after now seeing it firsthand, Zach is right, so I'm gonna use fluorescent pink. Let me prepare the table so we can begin painting. So I'm about to paint the next color now. I'm gonna start with darker tone colors to actually cover areas that I may end up, that's going to be inner frame parts and areas that I'm going to mask. So I'm going to be using the metallic MS Gray. So first thing, I'll do some inner frame parts like this. This is a good paint for metallics and for inner frame. Goes out nice and smooth as long as it's nicely pre-thinned and all that stuff. You have the leg, which I bent it. Get everything on this because there's some detail that actually seeps through the leg. Obviously when it dries, which is very fast drying, I will open it up and finish and get to the other areas of the part. Now, this is the part which I actually do not want to paint it metallic, but I'm going to paint a specific area. going to mask it off. And paint the other color over it. This also gives me an opportunity to utilize a tool that I got. I think I got everything in there. Yeah, to utilize a tool that I got when it's, you know, later on. I'll show it all. Yeah, I'm gonna paint the inside of it. Yeah, everything's fine. It's just the inside of that. The arm here. Here we go. By the way, I purchased this little LED lamp, which is very, very strong, so it's giving me an extra light source here, you know, to help you guys have to see what I'm doing. That's good. And also, I don't know if you guys can hear this, I actually have, well, actually maybe, I don't know how well the audio is, but I did put I got one of those little popper type covers, like phone covers for microphones. So I have that on. Microphone that's plugged into my mic here, so I guess you don't hear that much extra sound in the background. There's a little detail there that's right here, these little hole things. I gotta review it and see how it looks. Whether I have to mask it or maybe use the stickers that came with the kit. I have no idea yet. Let me do this one. Excellent. And then one other detail part. Actually, no, this is the waist, part of the waist unit. There we go. All right, so I got a lot more. I got a lot of other parts to detail up and take care of. Like something like this, which I'm going to paint the inside. Hold on a second. I thought I had something holding this up. It must have come off. So I'll do this later on. You know what? Some parts I realize I may have to mask and then paint it afterwards. This color, not before. So it may be a little bit too much. I just noticed that in some parts. Something like this, where you have the little hole here, I'm gonna paint it, the hole, and use the new rounding tool so I can make a hole that will fit there, stick it in there, and then paint the rest white. So yeah, that's the idea. All right, let me continue on with all these, and then once I've Until everything's all comfortable and ready to go, we'll move on to the next color. Alright, so stay tuned for that.